Students, in Lesson 7.10, we are going to be working on problem solving with multiplying fractions and mixed numbers. Our essential question for this lesson will be, how can you use the strategy guess, check, and revise to solve problems with fractions? So let's start with the unlock the problem real world. Sarah wants to design a rectangular garden with a section for flowers that attract butterflies. She wants the area of this section to be 3/4 square yard. If she wants the width to be 1/3 the length, what will the dimensions of the butterfly section be? What do I need to find? Well, we need to find the dimensions of the butterfly section garden. So let's write that out. Next, what information do I need to use? So what we would say is the part of the garden for the butterflies has an area of 3/4 square yard, and the width is 1/3 the length. How will I use the information? Well, we're going to guess the sides of the butterfly area, then I will check my guess and revise if it's not correct. So let's solve the problem. I can try different lengths and calculate the widths by finding 1/3 the length. For each length and width, I find the area and then compare. If the product is less than or greater than 3/4 square yard, I need to revise the length. So here we see length guess, 3/4 square yard. We would take 3/4 and multiply it by 1/3, and I would get 3/4. So we see that the area of the butterfly garden in square yards, 3/16 is too low, so we're going to try a longer length. So we're going to try a longer length than 3/4. So our next one that we have here is 2 and 1/4. So we converted that to an improper fraction so we can multiply that easily. So we're going to say 1/3 times 9/4 is equal to 3/4. Then we're going to take 9/4 and multiply it by 3/4, the width that we found, and we would get 27/16, which we know is too high, boys and girls. So we're going to try another one. So let's try another. And remember, we revise when we don't get the correct answer. So let's go a little bit lower than this. We're going to go 1 and 1/2, which we can convert into a mixed number as 3/2. So if we take 1/3 times 3/2, we would get 1/2, and then we take 3/2 the length times 1/2 the width, and we get 3/4, which is correct. So, boys and girls, the dimensions of Sarah's butterfly garden will be 1/2 yard by 1.5 yards. So we're going to try another problem like this. Marcus is sleeping in a rectangular box. Marcus is building a rectangular box for his kitten to sleep in. He wants the area of the box to be 360 square inches and the length of one side to be 1 3/5 the length of the other side. What should be the dimensions of the bottom of the bed be? So what we would say, boys and girls, is I need to find the dimensions of the bottom of the bed. Next, what information do I need to use? We would say the area of the bottom of the bed will be 360 square inches, and one side will be 1 3/5 times the length of the other side. And then lastly, how will I use the information? I will guess the lengths of the sides of the bottom bed. Then I will check and revise. Solve the problem. So now we're going to solve the problem, and what we're going to actually do, boys and girls, is we're going to create a chart. So what you see we created here, boys and girls, is a graphic organizer. We have our guess, we have our width, we have our check, and our revise. So our length will be in inches for our guess, our width will be in inches, and it will be 1 3/5 the length. We have our check, which is the area of the bed in square inches, and then our revise. So our first guess, let's go with 12. So what we would do is we would say 1 3/5 times 12, and that equals 19 1/5. And then we would say, we would take our original length times 19 1/5, because that's our length, and we would get 230 2/5. And we know that's low, so that's not going to work for us. So we're going to try another. Next, we're going to try 18. So we're going to take 1 3/5 of 18, which would give us 28 4/5. And then we're going to take 18 and multiply it by the width, which was 28 4/5. And that gave us 518 2/5. And that's high, so we need to actually try a shorter length. So I'm going to put down try a shorter length. So we're going to go on to the last one, and we're going to perhaps pick 15. So if we take 15, we have 1 3/5 times 15, which would give us 24. And then we would take 15, our original length, times 14, 24 our width, and we get 360, which is exactly what we want the square inches in the area to be of the bed. So we know that one's correct. So the dimensions of the bottom of the kitten's bed will be 15 inches by 24 inches. It says, what if the longer side was still 1 3/5 the length of the shorter side, and the shorter side was 20 inches long? What would the area of the bottom bed be? So what we would do then, boys and girls, is we would take 1 3/5 and we would multiply it by 20 to get the width. And we would get 32. So the area of the bottom of the bed would be 640 square inches, because it would have to be 20 by 32.